La 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 Adam's little vlog.
Tally ho everybody, this is Aheapian and speaking, and I'm here to do the 300 subs Q&A. Firstly, obviously I have to thank you all so much for helping me get to the 300 subs. I'm currently around 312, and I'm hoping that the route to 400 is just as quick as the route to 300 was, because it did go quite fast. And again, huge thank yous. But we've got a lot of questions to get through, so I'm just going to go straight into it. No messing around. First, we're going to go for some of the questions on dam lag. The first one is from Chubs. What would you do if you lost a crumpet? I would cry a lot. I think that answers that one. This one's from Harrius Orson. Which of your videos is your favourite? Now that's a bit more difficult. I'm going to do a favourite for performance and editing, probably the best for performance. Surprisingly, I think one of my best videos is the first Surgeon Simulator one, which was probably the first time I brought characters into the fold. And that was the reason that made me decide, hey, I'm going to do characters, because I thought that was good. Going for quality wise, what's my favourite for quality? Or editing? I think the Robot Arena 5 one is one of the best for editing, definitely. So I'll probably put that one up there, because there's a lot of different editing styles, a lot of different things I've tried, and I thought it came together well. Sentenza, hi Sentenza, can you show your true face again for me? Oh, wait a minute. Phoenix Gaming asks, which character from Finding Nemo would you be and why? Well, it's been a long time since I've watched Finding Nemo, but I'd probably have to say... Wasn't there a seagull character? I think there was a seagull character. I think there was many seagull characters, but they reminded me of me, and so that's probably who I'd go with. Thanks for the question. Now we turn our attention to Twitter, because we've got 4 on there as well. Game of Perfection asks, who would win in a fight between a dog and a chicken? Now, as we saw in the Pooch vs Clucker video, clearly, Cluck would win. Millimate, or Stefan, asks, how many games do you actually own, and on which consoles? Well, after searching my room, I've found some PS2 games. I've got, I think I've got Pokemon X for the Nintendo DS, but I don't play that much. That's for when I'm extremely bored. But I've got some PS2 games here. I think I've got more. We've got Gran Turismo, Destroy All Humans 2, Dynasty Warriors 5, SSX Tricky, Time Splitters, Future Perfect, and another Destroy All Humans. And yeah, I'm sure I've got more than that. I think I've also got South Park Rally for the PS1 somewhere. Oh, and I've got Fur Fighters Vigo's Revenge, which is actually one of my favourite games, fully enough. As for what games I own on my computer, take a look at my videos. I've pretty much played everything that I've got. The ones I haven't played yet are Goat Simulator. That's probably about it. Luxitus Patella asks, have Sir Duke Poshington and the Prime Minister ever had heated discussions regarding progressive tax in a heap of land? Neither of them knows what it is. AJ Pats, which character of yours is your favourite, and are there currently any more you have planned for the future? Well, favourite's difficult because they're all my characters, they all have their own purpose. If I were to say which one's my favourite, it would be based mostly on ease of use. And there are some like Captain Crapbeard who it's an absolute nightmare to set up for a video, because not only is the costume quite elaborate and there's a lot to it, but I've also got to do something really weird with my voice, which really gives a sore throat. And I've also got this stuff here. This is stuff for putting fake mustaches on, spirit gum, and it takes a long time of holding it to your face, and then even sometimes then it doesn't stick. And because I've got facial hair to start with, sometimes not good. So if I were to go for a favourite, it would probably be Billy Bob Bill, because he's quite easy to play. Strap a beard on, put on some braces, and they are braces, by the way. Hold on, I just want to clear this up because it always gets asked when I play Billy Bob Bill. It's not a mankini, it's a pair of braces. You see, strap onto the jeans. I'm not wearing a mankini. If I was, I would show you the whole thing. Right now we'll move on to the questions on YouTube. There are 46, so I'm really going to speed through these. I'm sorry I won't be able to say thank you to anyone. I'll say it collectively at the end, but I'll say it now. Thank you to everyone who's posted a comment, question. I really appreciate it, and thank you all for each one of them. Feels Like says, would you rather run on a treadmill with hedgehogs strapped to the belt or milk a cow with snake head udders? Well, considering that I own pet snakes and I don't want to stand on a hedgehog, I think the snake heads one is the easy one for me. Razy Gravity asks, did you had any guitar lessons or self-thoughts? If yes, when did you start it? I didn't have any guitar lessons. I had bass guitar lessons back when I was playing bass guitar, and for guitar, yes, I am pretty much self-taught, and I've been playing for about 10 years now. Well, not even 10 years, probably about 8 or 9. Bell Coots asks, why aren't you a Juve fan? Juve meaning Juventus Football Club, I imagine. Well, to be honest, Bell Coot, it's a bit like asking, why don't I like being punched in the face? X-Camera Gaming, from 1 to 10, what would you rate the Legend of Zelda series? Well, I've never played it, so 0. Unrateable. Unrateable. I won't go for 0 because that might give the wrong impression. Player Station asks, how many licks does it take to get to the centre of a Tootsie Pop? What's a Tootsie Pop? Is that an American thing?
It gets as many licks as it can handle.
I don't know, it takes as many licks as I can be bothered to lick. JP4 Cries videos. What is your favourite letter of the alphabet and why? A, because first, and it's mentioned in my name a total of 3 times. Andrew Stahlgrave. Do you like bacon? Yeah. Scozzer3012. If you had to pick to be a Dragon Ball Z character, which one would you be? Well, it's been a long time since I watched that show. I'd probably be the one that's the most British, if there's any. Don't remember. Stelius Game asks, if you had to choose cat, dog or bird? Well, I don't like cats. Birds I like, and dogs I like too. Depends on the bird. You know, Scarlett Johansson. I'd pick over any dog. NZer, if you had to change your channel username, what would you change it to? Crumpet King. Oh wait, that's taken. Yeah, I'd probably just call it Banter or something like that. You know, one of my catchphrases. It's a difficult question, and yeah, Banter. Brosif Plays. Alright, some sexy questions. Who is your crocodile buddy? Say hi, Croc. It's not one for words. What are your views on gun laws in America? Retarded. What was your life in high school like? Pretty straightforward. Pretty dull, to be honest. Do you know that you're amazing at guitar/singing? Well, you'd be the first person to say that. Do you love Brosif Plays? No! No! Yes, of bloody course I do. Game Azan, I think I'm saying that right. Can you do a goose impression, or a good goose impression? Ha! No, I've worked with geese before, but they all make different noises. And they sound like those sort of clown horns you get, and my sister's trying to sleep, which is why I'm a bit quieter than usual in this video, so I'm not going to do that yet. Facetious Goose might know how to make a goose noise. The Chicks asks, what do you do in the world outside of YouTube, hobbies and so forth? I do a bit of writing on the side, I record and write my own music, and then I sleep. Queen Blaze, what game do you enjoy playing the most? As I've mentioned, it's probably Fur Fighters Vigo's Revenge. Phantom Phoenix, how long have you been playing guitar, and who taught you? I've answered this. I've been playing for about 8-9 years the guitar. I've been playing bass guitar for about 10 years, and I taught myself. Facetious Goose, do you remember your first video game? If so, what was it? If not, what was the experience that made you fall in love with gaming? The moment that made... My first game was probably not actually mine, but it went round to one of our friends' house when I was like, I don't know, 5-6 years old, and we'd play a game. I think it was It was a Mickey Mouse game. It was a Mickey Mouse game, and I can't remember for the life of me the title. I think they made a remake of it recently. If anyone remembers, just post below and correct me. Vangthor. What meal do you enjoy the most? I love pizza. I love pasta. So, anything Italian really. I also like pot noodle, but that's not very healthy for you. Steezus has 2 questions. If you could go back and replay one game series due to enjoyment or embarrassment, which would it be? Dunno. No, I don't think. I think my series are alright for what they are. The older ones aren't as good for obvious reasons, but I like to keep them as a memory's sake, really. Question 2, are there any titles you'd really like to play or add to your channel? Dunno. Again. Not really. I'll take games as they come. Sorry, I couldn't give you better answers. Super Mario asks, who is in your personal Mount Rushmore of comedy? Comedy in general, I imagine. I'd have probably Billy Connolly up there. Rick Mail, obviously, he's the Abe Lincoln or George, the most important one, not one or two rubbish ones on the side. Markiplier or KSI, one of the two. Old KSI. If it was old between sort of pre-2014 KSI, I'd go for KSI. And 4th, my dog Keisha. Rudy, city life and fast internet, or living in rural area with not so slow internet. Well, city life, because I could have good internet, but then for the rest of the day I could go out to the countryside and pretend I live in the rural land where pixies and flowers are everywhere you go. The Snaviel, John Cleese or Rick Mail? Rick Mail. John Cleese is good, but not as good as Rick Mail. OK Multiplay, what was your first ever console? PS1. Brosif Games. How old are you and what do you fear most? I am 23 and I fear being 24. True Brian, what's the last lie that you told? Well, I told someone on Skype that in Britain we can only walk on the left-hand side of the road. And she fell for it! Tropics, what inspired you to start making YouTube videos? Markiplier, I'd say. That's basically it. I was watching a lot of Markiplier at the time and thought, I could do that. I could do it so much better than him too. That was a lie as well, True Brian. That's probably my last lie. Vidibox Gaming, who are your favourite YouTubers and why? Markiplier, KSI. There's a guy called Tutorial Channel, but unfortunately he doesn't make videos that regularly. But what he does release is fantastic. At the moment, probably Vang4 is another one as well. I haven't been able to watch that many recently, so my mind's a bit fuzzy at the moment when it comes to YouTube. There are so many channels out there that I really enjoy watching, including a lot of people here who have given me these comments. You're all such beautiful people. Go on, give us a kiss. Give us a kiss now. You taste like screen. Box TV. So if you were a turkey for just one day, what do you think the best number in the alphabet would be? And also, who would win in a fight? A crocodile with a mounted lung on its back, or a penguin with razor blades superglued to its flippers? The penguin. Yos! How many licks does it take? Well, none, I just skipped that part. Tutorial channel. What is your ultimate aim on YouTube? What do you want to achieve? I want to be able to make money. Not, you know, just weekly say, oh, here's an extra 50 quid that I can spend on, I don't know, probably be alcohol and drugs by that time. Savage Scott. If you had to be delivered a heap of something, I like that, every week for the rest of your life, what would it be? Pizza. Chocolate chip cookies. Pizza with chocolate chip cookies on them. CKTV, which character of yours is your favourite to bring back or do a video around? Sort of gone over this already. probably... yeah, someone like Billy Bob Hill. Or Kevin, actually. He's the easiest to do, because I don't need my face for him.
That's right, I'm the favourite.
Rusty Pie Lover, why did you shave that majestic beard? Well, it's starting to grow back now. Because as soon as I shave it, it's just going... Serious question, who would win in a battle? Duke Nukem, don't know him. Serious Sam, don't know him. I'd say Serious because he's a bit more serious. Liam Windridge asks 2 questions, Bangor or Cornwall? It's got to be Cornwall. And Blackburn Rovers or Colwyn Bay. I've supported Blackburn Rovers pretty much all my life, so Blackburn. Eagle Arts, if you were a kitchen appliance, what would you be? And please make the sound of that appliance. Tell you what, you'll have to guess it. Can you guess what it is? 3 more questions to go, starting with Floppy Frog. Would you, for £5 million, get surgery done to where you taste with your hands? This lasts for the entirety of your life. Of course I would. I'd get some gloves, fill it with pizza, and just go... And then I'd have £5 million, which I could spend on making gloves that taste like pizza. If you had 1 minute to live, what would you do? I would watch your video. Now, but in all seriousness, I'd eat a pizza. And finally, Super Melon Bros. Why did you start YouTube? Because I had nothing better to do. This has been A Heap of Games and speaking. Thank you all so much for your questions. I enjoyed doing them. I'm going to try and edit this video so it's as short as possible without losing any questions, because there's more than 50 questions. I'm so thankful for that. I mean, the last Q&A I did at 200 subs, I got about 9. So it's a huge improvement. Thank you all so much for coming to visit my channel. Sorry for hitting the microphone. And have a good day. This has been A Heap of Games and speaking. Here, have a banter, Wolf. See you soon. Ta-ra, toodle pip toodaloo. Cheerio! See you later.